What the fuck is going on, honkies and honkettes? We are gonna record another motherfucking podcast. I have to put my clothes away, so you're gonna watch. Unfortunately, it's not. I I know it's not your problem, but I gotta do it. So we gotta get her done. You know what I'm saying? I am losing my goddamn mind, dude. That's why I'm doing the podcast. Cause, dude, I can't. I hate standing inside. I hate being inside for too long. Doesn't matter where I'm at. Could be school, could be. Hold on, let me take my shoes off. I might have shit on the bottom of my shoes, to be honest, and I'm wondering if it smells like shit in the house now, to be honest. I hope not. And Chance is gonna yell at me for spraying some Febreze around. He doesn't like colognes or none of that shit, dude. He fucking hates it. I don't know why. Well, I think he told me one time that his parents used to say shit to him even if he just sprayed a little bit. Which, if that's the case, then I understand it. Because I was talking to my brother yesterday. My brother does lawn care, and I was helping him out because I have a week off. I'm not making any money, so I'm like, let's go make some goddamn money on the side, man. So that's what I did. I went and made $70 yesterday. It's not a lot, but you know what I'm saying? It's better than zero on a day that I wasn't supposed to make money. So we did that all day yesterday, man. It was for like 4 or 5 hours. Basically got paid $10 an hour, you know what I'm saying? It's nothing special, but listen, I've been wanting a second job just for more money, but I don't want to license myself to a company again. I'm already licensed to Winnebago. I gotta show up there. I could do all this stupid shit. I don't like that. I don't like being licensed to it, to where like I'm contracted to where they could just terminate me. That's weird. I'd rather work for myself or work for somebody I know. That's just a better idea for me. And plus, I'm not getting paid very much at, like, if I were to work Casey's, let's say, I'm getting paid like $12 an hour. And I work like 5 hours. Or let's say eight. Let's say eight. 6, 1, 8. Like $96 if I work 8 hours. So that's not very much, dude. I guess it's a couple $100, but to me, that's not worth it. Because then I'm going to have to work a shit ton. I'm going to have to work a retarded amount. And I don't want to be licensed to it like, oh, your shift starts here and here. Because then I can't hang out with people. I can't do the shit I want to do, man. I want to do my podcasts. I want to go to the gym. I got shit I want to take care of. I don't want to be fucking licensed to another company. But, so I helped my brother rake leaves all day yesterday after the podcast I did. That's why None with Blair came out, because I ended up being busy. We might do one Friday, and I might have another guy coming on today, actually. So we'll see what happens. But, what was I thinking? What was I even talking about? Oh, yeah, that's where shit started on the bottom of my shoe. So there could be shit on the bottom of my shoe, but I'm not entirely sure. Been a busy morning. I fucking woke up. Chance had told me the fucking dryer's broken, so I'm like, well, what the fuck? No, I wasn't that bad about it. I didn't really care because he felt bad. He thought it was like his fault or something. Nah, it normally when dryers or shit break, it's not normally because you overloaded or something. And if it was, you'll know. Then the dryer will tell you that you overloaded the motherfucker or the washer probably. More than likely, it's gonna be the washer. The dryer, you probably just won't dry your clothes. To be honest, if you overload it, if you put too much in the dryer, it just probably won't dry evenly. If I were a betting man, but so I started researching how to fucking. He was like, I don't know how to do anything with dryers, and so we might have to get somebody here. I'm like, nah, no, that's not how my dad fucking raised me, dog. My dad raised me to just fuck with shit. If something's broken, you go and fuck with it until it doesn't. It's not broken no more. All right. So I started doing some research, popping over some YouTube videos and shit. Fucking Googling what could be wrong, why it wouldn't necessarily, because it still runs, it just doesn't heat. So I was like, all right, what could be wrong here? Did some Googling, did some research, figured out it's either a heating element or the thermostat within the thing, because it wasn't the fuse or the whole fucking thing would be out, and it wasn't the vent and it wasn't the lint trap. So I'm like, all right, that leaves two fucking options. That's why I like problem solving, dude. It's so easy. You just have to fucking research a little bit, figure out the causes of things, and then you fucking find a solution. It's not that fucking hard. You just have to use your brain a little bit. And people, that's the thing about school. That's why I don't like it, because they're not teaching you how to utilize your brain and how to do critical thinking. Even though they call it that, they're like, this is critical thinking skill. No, it's not. You're teaching me what to think. You're teaching me history happened this way, this way, this way. And the test is set up to where you have to remember it this way. If you don't remember it this way, then you fucking fail the test and you get the answers wrong. So what if the test was wrong in the first place? Like a lot of the shit now in history we're learning is being unfolded and shit. Thanks to Graham Hancock, Jimmy Corsetti, Randall Carlson. There's a lot of people, Robert Schoch, John Anthony West. There's a lot of people that have been portraying another idea of history that the normal education and archaeological system don't like. They don't like that shit, because that would mean they'd have to reteach everything. But I don't think that the history is as simple as they want us to believe. You know what I'm saying? There's no fucking way. And even if it was, how the fuck do we know? How do we know? I'm living in 2020 fucking 4. I've been alive since 2020 or 2003, dude. Like, there's no fucking way for me to know what happened even in 2002, 2001. I'm just learning and gaining other people's perspectives on the matter. We don't know for sure, but everybody wants to be so fucking sure that we know everything. And that's kind of what put me into like my first hard depression, was that I thought everything had been discovered and figured out. I thought history was set in stone. I'm like, damn, everything's figured out. So what the fuck am I supposed to do? Just do it? I just have to go to work and do all this shit that people are telling me to do? I don't want to do that. I don't want to just sit and follow the line. So I got depressed and started doing drugs instead. I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. These motherfuckers say I got to do this. I'm going to see what happens when you do that. And it didn't go too well. I mean, it went all right, I guess. For me, it doesn't go that way for most people. Most people don't end up in the situation I ended up in. Most people either had, you want to know the real statistics? Most people who get into addiction either end up in recovery or end up dead. They end up, yeah, recovery or dead. And 9 out of 10 end up dead. 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10, dude. And that 1 out of 10 gets recovered fucked up. And that's me. Welcome to the club. I'm Cody. I recovered fucked up. No, but it's a pretty bad number on how many fucking actually succeed in recovery. You know what I'm saying? And I was lucky enough. That's why I believe in God. Why I believe in something higher than myself, because not only did I feel an experience that made me believe in it, but the fact that I'm here right now is a fucking miracle, dude. Not just because I was an addict, dude, but because like my genes are completely foreign to the way I grew up. I'm a black kid, dude. I was raised in a white household. Everything I learned was through the internet, which is an abnormality itself. Like, I'm basically a walking abnormality. The fact that I exist, and I'm not trying to pump myself up or say I'm this hot dude. No, the fact that I'm here is a fucking miracle. The entire scope of my life and how it turned out, it's a fucking insane prophetic miracle that I'm even fucking alive. And that's what the mushrooms made me realize was, holy fucking shit. It lays it all out, and it's like, oh, it's not happening to me. It happened for me. I have to have this happen to become me. If I experienced anything else in my life, like I wasn't raised in the house, I didn't have the parents I had, I didn't anything. If anything changed, if I had white skin even, everything would be completely different. It'd be completely different. It wouldn't be this way. That's why you can't just sit there and be like, oh, I wish this never happened to me. Because that means you wish that everything in your life was different. And no, you fucking don't. If you really sit there and think about it, no, you don't. No, you don't. I don't think anybody wants to change everything in their life. We all have at least one experience, hopefully, one experience that's not completely horrible and awful. Like there has to be one where you slightly enjoyed yourself, right? So you don't want to change everything. That's not your goal here. Like your goal is not to fucking change your entire course of your life by change. I mean, maybe if like okay, maybe if you're intelligent enough, which you're not unless you're like some all-seeing being, to find that one moment in your life. That's what our brain likes to tell us, is that there was this one moment in life where everything got fucked up and everything went off the rails. But that's not the case. Normally, it's like a series of events that lead up to this one thing, or that one thing is a bunch of events in itself, like a day. We like to simplify things into like, oh, this is a day, this is a week. It happened all this day was when my life fucking went down the drain and I wanted to kill myself. No, because even if it was that day, what happened that day specifically? Well, I got up in the morning, and how'd you feel in the morning? Well, I felt like shit like any other day, but then I got my coffee and that made me feel okay because coffee always helps. But then I started to feel down again, and this happened, that happened, that happened. You have a series of events going on within that day that is your life, even in one day. You can't just simplify your life into this one specific moment, and that moment defines everything. And that's what our brain likes to do. That's how we get into depression. That's how we get so anxious because we look at either a series of events or one event specifically as if this is our entire life. That's why kids freak out about school so much, dude. And like when you take their phone away or when you do something like tell them they're grounded. When you tell a little kid they're grounded, that is the end of the fucking world, dude. They're like, and they freak the fuck out, dude. You can't see your friends no more. What the fuck? This is bullshit. That's because it's their entire life right there in that moment, dude. They're not thinking perspective wise. They're not thinking on a broad scale. They're thinking, I can't see my friends no more. And that's why you freak out, right? And so that's how I'm like saying you can't really sit there and tell me that one part of your life is where everything went wrong. You can't fucking change it, dude. Like I said this on the podcast the other day, but I'm gonna say it again because it's a good fucking metaphor. But I heard on a podcast that we are all dealt a hand of cards. Okay, look at life as if it's a game of poker. I don't know how to play poker either. Okay, so you don't have to know how to play poker for this analogy. But I hope I'm not talking too loud. Also, I'm trying to like whisper, but I know I get a little excited sometimes. So we'll see what the fuck happens. But so you look at life as a game of poker, right? And in this game of poker, you're dealt a certain set of cards, right? Just like the game in real life. I don't know how to play it either, but I'm assuming that's how the game works. And in this game, you either you get well, the only option is to play your cards that you're dealt, right? But everybody, like not everybody, I shouldn't say that. I'm overgeneralizing, but a lot of people nowadays would rather complain about the rules of poker rather than playing the cards they're dealt. And that's what people are doing. They're complaining about the rules of life. They're like, well, I don't want to. And they're trying to get people to change it. Like, oh, you need to accept me no matter what, no matter how fucked up I am. No, no, brother. Listen to me right fucking now. And I'm going to tell you from experience, okay? There was a girl that I loved once, all right? I still have a love for her, all right? I'm not like completely disregarding her in my brain because she gave me a lot of things that helped me grow and learn as a human being, dude, and helped me develop as a person. Because I was not a good person. I was terrible, dude. I'm laughing now, but every time I think about it, I get this fucking feeling of guilt and shame because I was such a big piece of shit, dog. But listen, if she never fucking left me, you think I'd be this motherfucker that I am right now? Hell no. I'd probably still be a giant piece of dog shit, dude. You cannot fucking accept people for the way they are. Okay, I shouldn't say it like that. You should accept people for how they are. Like, fully accept them. Accept their flaws, accept their goods, shit, their good sides, their bad sides. Accept all of it. But um, don't don't talk to this person as if they're perfect. Don't treat them as if they're flawless. If they have flaws, everybody's got flaws. That means, by definition, none of us are flawless or perfect. So why are we not all helping each other work on our flaws? And that's going to take a little discomfort. That's the thing. We've gotten so goddamn weak mentally that we don't want to challenge people's ideas or how they are. And you don't have to do this in a way that makes you a piece of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, if somebody, it should be a discussion, okay? It should be a discussion between you and another person. If you have an issue with something somebody does or says, you know what I'm saying? Like, if somebody's being in a certain way that makes you uncomfortable, right? Talk to this person about it. Be like, hey, this, when you do this, or when you say this, or when this happens, then this other thing happens, and I don't like that. You know, just explain them the situation entirely. And then what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to not have be a soft, lazy, like crying piece of shit. I'm sorry, that was excessive. What you're going to have to do is, instead of being defensive and being mad and like being like, what the fuck? Why'd they say this to me? Like, if you, let's say, okay, let's say that, I don't like that. Let's say that, let's try, squish that down. Boom. All right, hopefully it stays. All right, let's say that we're in my room. Welcome to my room. Let's say that you are the person in question doing the wrongdoing, saying something, being an asshole in some way. Obviously, you're oblivious to it, okay? If you know, well, okay, I shouldn't say that. Some people are assholes and they know they're assholes. If you're an asshole and you know you're an asshole, quit being a fucking asshole, dude. What is wrong with you? But like, most of us are oblivious to the things we do because we're just living the day to day. We're thinking about different things. Everybody thinks different thoughts and separate. Like, I've realized this living with Chance. Him and I think completely differently, but he'll think about cleaning some things that I don't think about. And then I think about cleaning some things that he doesn't think about. And it's not just cleaning, too. It's like picking things up or doing certain things around the house. You know what I'm saying? And we've gotten into like disagreements before when we first moved in with each other about things that he does or things I do. And rightfully so, because him and I are oblivious to it. We don't know what the fuck we're doing. Jesus, that hurt. Like, and if we do know what we're doing, we don't know it's a problem for the other person unless they bring up the fact that it's a problem for them, right? So they have to bring up the fact that it's an issue for them and why it feels that way. And then it turns into a discussion. And sometimes before, like in the past, him and I, it's turned into like not arguing, like we're not yelling at each other, but it's like an argument, like an argumentative form. Like, no, I'm right, and he thinks he's right, so we're just combating back and forth. And you have to you have to suspend the ego, dude. You have to completely get rid of your identity, what you think is right and wrong, and you just have to listen to this person. And it's easier said than done, obviously. It's taken me a lot of work and effort to get to a point where I can. But you have to be able to do that to where you take all your defenses down and just listen to them openly and honestly. Listen to them as if you yourself are making the argument, and be like, okay, This person thinks I'm being a piece of shit. All right? I'm covering the camera. Or the time. Hell yeah. The time's covered now. That's like my biggest distraction is the time. I hate it. Because then you're sitting there like, oh, I still got to talk for this amount of time. And it fucks with you. It fucks with your head. I don't like it. But I might get a piece of tape or something. Just fucking tape up the time every time. But you have to be able to lower your defenses and sit there objectively and talk to this person and be like, all right, he has a problem with this. Let's hear his side and then once you've heard his side, that's when it becomes a conversation when your defenses are down and you guys can openly and honestly share with each other. And that's how you fix your flaws. Because you usually this is why I like psychedelics and things that expand your mind as well, because the majority of the time you're not seeing your own flaws. Your brain protects you from all that shit. Our brains like to make us seem like we're the best motherfucker on the goddamn planet. Nothing's wrong with us. We're perfect, right? And obviously we know a lot of our flaws. If you are self-aware and you look introspectively, you're going to know what some of your flaws are, or if other people tell you. But if we don't have other people to tell us, like say you're isolated and you grow up in a tank where you're like, let's say you grew up in a place where you're just good at everything and nobody tells you what you're bad at, okay? Then you're gonna think you are the best motherfucker on this goddamn planet because you know everything and everybody else is dumb as shit, right? But that's not the case. You just don't know your flaws. And that's what I like psychedelics for and other people that I know I can trust and value their opinion. Because if you're sitting here telling me something that's wrong with me, maybe I will get a little defensive. Maybe I will be a little upset. Like my sister told me the other day, I didn't tell her this, that she made me upset. But Brittany, if you're watching this, when you told me that my podcast audio was shit, I went back and listened to it, and it was just fucking fine. All right, I got a little. Not, I'm like, I didn't freak out about it, obviously, because I've gotten a lot better at like stress management and dealing with my emotions and shit like that. But in my body came up a little bit of stress, like this motherfucker said my podcast wasn't good, but I thought it was all right. And that's your defenses, dude. Your brain always wants to protect you and be like, well, I'm a good guy and everybody else is a piece of shit. That's what our brain says, dude. Brain, but chances, I guess it's maybe that's just my brain. No, not necessarily, because the thing is, Chance's brain, when his flaws are highlighted, he hyper focuses on his flaws. My brain doesn't do that. I bet a lot of brains hyper fixate on flaws after they're told, and then it makes you feel shitty for a while. And maybe that's the problem. Maybe that it's like a lot of the time, a lot of the time as a kid, my brain would protect me from all that, like the shitty feelings of things I've done. And in doing so, I'm like, yeah, my emotions don't get fucked with, and I don't care what people think, but also I'm not learning anything, and I'm not gaining any perspective over myself, you know. And that's why I love Chance too, is because he'll help me understand. He knows me now, and he knows how my brain works and how I think to a certain extent. So when him and I have a disagreement or something that I do or he does, we can talk to each other where the other person will understand it. And if I don't understand it at first, he'll sit there and think on it for a while and try to think in a way that he can explain it to me in the way that I'll understand. And that's what I really appreciate about that perspective, is that he's illuminating me to my flaws in a way that my brain recognizes, oh, yeah, he's right. That is not good. That's what's good about a fucking conversation, is you can realize, oh, damn, yeah, I see it in his way. And if you do get an emotion tied to it, like guilt or shame or envy, all this shit, just sit with it, dude. Don't like label yourself a piece of shit. And obviously, this is easier said than done too. But you're not a piece of shit. You're not a failure. You're not all this. Your brain's gonna try to tack all this negative stuff onto it. That's not the case. It's literally just an emotion highlighting you did something terrible. Okay, that doesn't change who you are. That doesn't make you a terrible person. That doesn't make you a piece of shit. All it's doing is, because that's how memories are formed. Memories are formed by high states of emotion, whether it be super happy, super sad, super guilty, whatever the emotion may be, that's how that's how our brain forms memory, because then the chemical trace of that emotion comes back, and then it brings you back in time. Like, oh fuck, when I did this last time, I felt like a piece of shit. You know what I'm saying? That's all that it's there for, is to help you remember, help you become a better person, and overcome that fucking weakness that you have. That's all it is. Like, okay, here's an example of mine that I don't like. I don't like talking about me spending on my credit card and shit. And if you don't have a credit card, don't fucking get one. Okay, this is from a guy. I've had to teach myself financial responsibility and financial skills, and I've had to teach all this shit to myself. So if you don't have a credit card, don't fucking get one. And if you do have a credit card or loans or anything like that, go listen to Caleb Hammer and then come back here and tell me what the fuck your brain's telling you after listening to that guy. Because chances are you think you're doing a lot better than you are. Because everybody thinks they are. And especially if you don't have the knowledge to think you're doing well, then you don't know. Nobody's taught financial responsibility or knowledge in this country. You're not getting taught how to deal with money in school. You're not getting taught how to deal with any of this shit. What interest rates are, what loans are good and bad. What you're not taught any of this shit. Ow! What the fuck? Oh, I got a cramp in my foot, dude. Oh my god. It hurts so bad. Whoa! My fucking pain receptors are going off like a motherfucker right now. Holy shit. Whoa! Oh my god. That was weird. I have never gotten a cramp in my foot before. That was wild. I'm sorry for that interlude. God damn, dude. That's what I mean about my brain deals with pain differently. Because I know it hurts, but I'm just like, there's pain again. My old friend coming back. No, but my foot still feels a little weird. Okay, what were we talking about? Oh, yeah, your brain just is illuminating yourself to these weaknesses. It's like I was just saying before. That's why you have to do all this shit and have these conversations and have these uncomfortable moments as a human being, is because, and when women come to me, like my female friends come to me and talk to me about how guys treat them and how pieces of shit they are and all the things they do and say, dude, it fucking disgusts me and it makes me feel guilty because I used to act the same fucking way. And it's fucking illuminating, and it gives me perspective on how women think and how they respond and how their brain works in these sorts of situations, because I was on the other side. I was doing the hurting and I was being the piece of shit. You know what I'm saying? So when these women come to me and I'm able to openly have a conversation with them, and I just like to listen and gain perspective and gain knowledge on how they think, you know what I'm saying? Because it helps me in life. It helps me treat people better. I want that because I don't want to be that person ever fucking again. And that's my point. Is that when I fucking think back to how I used to be, and I feel it right goddamn now, dude. That's why I'm laughing. I like to laugh when I get uncomfortable. But bruh, when I think back to those fucking times and the feelings that I get, the memories that come up of how bad I treated people back then, especially the woman I was with at the time, dude, because she was a sweetheart, dude. She was an amazing person, an intelligent person. There was, like, I'm sure she had her own flaws. I wasn't, the problem with me at that time was I was so in my own depression and in my own brain. My brain was tricking me so much and keeping me locked in. Like I could not see outside of my own brain. Like I could not. And I don't know how to explain that in any other way besides that. Like it's like if you're being forced to watch you're like a YouTube video. Like I sit you down on this couch right here and I fucking force you to watch a YouTube video for like 17 years straight. And you're not like, I just fucking grab your head. You're not, I keep your eyes open. I'm just torturing you, dude, with this YouTube video. That's how it was for me. I couldn't see anything else but my own past, my own future, what the fuck was going on in my own head. I couldn't hear people. I was like lost in the waves of the ocean of my own mind. And so I couldn't even see I couldn't see her flaws. I couldn't see, I like tried to pick arguments and tried to be like, oh, this is bullshit. But I don't even know if it was a flaw or not at this point because I was so self absorbed and so absorbed in my own bullshit that I have no fucking idea. So I don't know what her flaws were. But I know she was an intelligent person. Looking back on it now, she was creative, she was intelligent, she was open minded, she was a great person from what I can think now. And I treated her with such discontent and such disrespect and just grossness. And she didn't deserve that. And that's my main point is that if she never fucking left and I didn't get these feelings surfacing up, then now I would still be that same fucking piece of shit that I was before. And I would have never known what I was capable of. So I owe it partly to her. I did a lot of work myself, yes, but all the experiences in my past got me to this point because I had to learn and live from these fucking experiences. And that's what I was talking about with my credit card. I tore up my credit card because I was bad with money and I would use it for stupid shit like alcohol or food. And you shouldn't use a credit card for that unless you can pay it off instantly. If you have the money to pay that shit off, pay it off. But don't fucking just keep buying on it and getting more and accumulating debt. That's stupid. Especially for shit like food and alcohol because you have this interest rate. If you look at your interest rate on your fucking credit card, I bet you if you're my age, you got fucked. And if you have bad credit, you got fucked. My credit or my interest rate on my card, 39.49%, dude. Anything above 8 is pushing it. Anything above like 12, that's like, whoa, brother, you should not go above that. Because that's what they're collecting from you as shit sits every year, dude. Not just to mention every year, but the monthly interest rates. And so I tore mine up. But I found a way to like that's the thing about being smart, dude. And I know I'm not in like I don't know everything, but I do learn things and I put certain things in my brain. I chase information. That's what I like to say. I don't like to call myself smart. I'm an information seeker, okay? And through seeking information, um, I realized I could use my card online in certain ways and at certain liquor stores that I attend very often. And so I found a way around it. Okay. And so that doesn't help. But what does help is these guys at the liquor store, they give me shit because I've been going there for a long ass time. And they give me shit because I pull out this fucking digital card that they have to type in and they dog on me for it. And my brain's already dogging on me for it because I know damn well I shouldn't be doing it. That's the thing. There's a lot of things that people know they shouldn't be doing that we do anyway. Even if you know damn well you shouldn't be. Knowledge doesn't get you anywhere. I mean, I shouldn't say it like that. Knowledge gets you everywhere. Knowledge is power. It truly is. But understanding's where the true power comes from. Knowledge is just something you hold in your head, something that you think about. You know what I'm saying? Understanding is something you live and enact every fucking day. That's where understanding comes from. And understanding comes through experience and failure, dude. That's where understanding comes from. I can hold all the knowledge. If I had every piece of knowledge in the universe in my head right now, it wouldn't fucking matter because I don't understand it. You know what I'm saying? It's like taking a test in school, but you don't understand any of it. You have the knowledge. You're like, 2 + 2 = 4, but I don't know why. Like, obviously, we know why now, but as a kid, you don't know that. And that's my point is that without understanding things, it doesn't matter. That's why you have to go live your own life and experiences. Don't sit. That's why I'm not cutting any of this shit. You're going to sit here. You're going to listen. If you're truly dedicated to learning and bettering your life, I guarantee you'll sit through these 40 minutes. If I do a good enough job. If I do a shit job, you won't. But if I keep improving this thing and doing better every time, that's my goal. I'm not trying to make a perfect podcast. I don't know how. I'm not going to lie and say I do. But if I fucking sit here every single day, not every day, but every time I do a podcast, try to do a little better, try to make the lighting a little better, try to make the sound a little better. If I try to do that, somebody will watch it and hopefully they'll gain perspective and knowledge and understanding. And that's my point. Um, sometimes you just stop talking for a second, and then you realize how fucking peaceful and quiet you feel after doing a podcast, dude. Podcasts are my favorite, man. I like talking. My favorite thing to do. I think regardless, dude. I woke up this morning at 5 something this morning because I was thinking, or I was having a dream about Elon Musk's kid X playing Tetris. And the dream's weird, yes. I'm not saying the dream's not weird because I've never even seen Elon Musk's kid play Tetris, dude. I've just, I think what my brain did with, now that I'm thinking about it, was my brain merged two concepts together because my brother was showing me a thing he bought, a little toy he bought for his daughter yesterday, um, that had Tetris on it. Okay, and then I saw a video a while ago about Elon Musk. He was playing a game. Can you see me fucking adjusting my balls? I'm sorry if you can, dude. I was uncomfortable. I'm sorry. You're not gonna see my balls, but I had to adjust my balls. Okay. Hopefully, I don't get banned for that. Can you see my bottom half? I don't think so. I think we're good. I adjusted my balls just in case you were wondering. I know you were. I know you were like sitting in anticipation, like, oh, what's he doing in there? Yeah, my balls were uncomfortable. I had to fix them a little bit. No, but I saw Elon Musk's kid. He had told his kid, I think it's time to go to bed. And his kid said, I think it's time for you to go to bed. And all Elon did was start laughing. And Elon Musk decided to turn the game off, go to bed with his son. Because he realized, yeah, I should go to bed. And then my son's telling me I have to go to bed when I told him he had to go to bed. Who am I to sit here and keep playing the game while he goes to bed when we both should be in bed? And Elon Musk is smart enough to realize that. But the point of me saying this is I think my brain merged these two concepts together, and then I gained revelation from it. Don't ask me how I do any of this, dude. I was sleeping, okay? I don't know how my brain works. Nobody does. Our brain just does brain shit. I was lucky enough to be born with a supercomputer of a brain to where it just does shit while I'm fucking. That's why I don't sleep very well. Luckily, I slept decent last night. Decent enough, man. I slept all night, but I don't think I was well rested. I don't know. I don't fucking know. But I realized Tetris is an amazing game for kids, probably like 5 and up, to play to realize problem solving skills. You know what I'm saying? Because there's so many different shapes and so many different ways of putting those shapes in that you have to solve the problems and constantly move these around. Oh, maybe it fits here better. You know what I'm saying? So for a kid, like maybe for an adult, that's not very great because you should probably know how to problem solve before you get to the age of 18. But for a kid, that's amazing, dude. That's a great skill and great game to learn those skills. And I think I'm gonna not make my kid, but I'm gonna just toss my kid Tetris, see if they enjoy it. And hopefully they learn. I think it'll turn a kid into a genius, in my opinion, because it's so like there's so many movements and ways you can do things. And that's how life is, you know what I'm saying? There's so many ways of doing things, and sometimes you get uncomfortable and you're like, ooh, is it gonna work here? I might like, and sometimes you fuck up and fail the game and you don't make it. It's like maybe it combined this concept too, but there's a kid that he had finally beat Tetris. He had completely exhausted all the moves of Tetris and had beat the game. And yeah, I think it would be an amazing thing to be able to give a kid. That's just my opinion. What else did I do today? I went and brought Chance's clothes to the laundromat, and I also, oh yeah, that's what I fucking started this conversation with, was the dryer. Here we are, full circle. I took the dryer apart, found the piece, and then I had shown Chance. We ordered it, him and I, and now it's gonna come in a couple weeks. And then I put the piece in and hope the dryer works. You know what I'm saying? But that's what I guess we were. Damn, this whole conversation kind of tied itself together. I don't even know how that happened, to be honest. I don't know. I don't know, dude. That's the magic of a podcast. What are we even at? And we're almost at 40 minutes, dude. That's kind of nuts. I didn't even mean for all this to go so well, to be honest. This is divine intervention, baby. I'm just speaking on life, man. That's all I got. That's all I got to speak on. What else am I going to say? I'm a 21-year-old kid. I have a decent amount of life experiences for 21, but I'm trying to gain as much experience every day as possible. That's why I went and did leaves with my brother yesterday. It was a hard ass job. It was hard work, but got some money, got some experience, got some knowledge, and it made me better as a human being. Plus, I got to chill with my brother all day. We talked, we ate lunch together. I guess it was more close to dinner, but it was a good time. And that's what I enjoy in life. That's what I've realized, that I think that's what's really starting to get me better financially, is that I don't find my value in monetary things anymore. I love food. That's what I'm spending my money on usually. But I value experiences. That's why I like substances that give you experience. And I value, even if it's just coffee, it makes you feel a little better, so you're happier and more content, and you're easier able to deal with adversity that way. And I value relationships with people, and I value like podcasts and things like that that give me knowledge and experience. Like, that's what's changing my view. It's not that I fucking like, oh, because I've always had a view that money didn't matter. Like, that's why I spent the way I did, dude. I was spending like I was a millionaire. I was spending like I had billions of dollars in the bank just waiting for me. And in reality, especially when I used to work at Walmart, dude, I had $500 every 2 weeks, and I would spend it all like I was goddamn Jeff Bezos or something. I don't know what the fuck I was doing. Not just my own money, but a lot of other people's money too, because then I'd end up in a situation where I'm broke and I need help. And that is the worst, dude. Like, it's okay to ask for help if you're down bad. If you're trying your hardest, you're giving life all you got, you're putting in maximum amount of effort, and you need to ask somebody for help, then feel fucking free, dude. That's what I had to learn. It's hard for me even to this day to ask for help. But if you fucking are trying your hardest, you're putting your all into it, and you have to ask, then go for it, dude. But if you're like being lazy, living off government assistance basically, and you're asking everybody for everything, then you should feel like a loser. And I'm sorry. And I say that respectfully, of course, because I still love you. I still love you as a human being, but you should feel like a fucking loser because you're depending on other people, especially as an adult. Kids have an excuse, but as an adult, you're depending on somebody else or other people in general, like your parents and all these other people, to support you because you're such a degenerate that you can't figure your own shit out. Like, what do you do? What kind of fucking life is that, dude? We get one shot as far as we know. Like, especially at this life, even if we get reincarnated, this body's gone. We only get one shot at this fucking life, okay? So why are you wasting it? Waiting for other people to give you shit, waiting for handouts, waiting for fucking shit to be fucking sweet. You're just waiting for good times all the time. That's not how life works, dude. And that's why I'm kind of glad that my dad raised me the way he did. He's been drilling into my head since I was a kid that life's fucking hard. And then I found David Goggins, where he said that, yeah, life's fucking hard. That's why you have to be harder. And that's why you have to train your mind, your body, and spirit to get harder. It's not about getting easier. Nothing's getting easier. Life's hard as fuck, dude. And it's always going to be hard. But you train yourself to get harder, more disciplined, more strong, just in every aspect of your life, and balance everything out. Your family, your friends, your work life, your life by yourself. You have to balance all this stuff. It's hard. Nobody said it's going to be easy. If it was easy, nobody would want to do it. That's why scrolling the phone gets fucking boring, even if you've done it for 8 hours. Because it's easy as shit. Yeah, you're getting dopamine hits, but you hate yourself now. So now what? I don't know. I don't know. Give me a moment of silence. Let me just. I don't know, man. That might be where we end this thing. I'm gonna probably go shower, make some sausage, eat some food. I was thinking about getting Subway, but I don't want to spend money. I'm doing good, dude. I haven't drank in 2 days. Now, I know you're like, woo, 2 days. That's good for me, all right? I've been battling the thoughts not to, okay? And you really just got to take shit one day at a time. That's what I've realized because and it's a cliche, people say it all the time, but the reality is when you start thinking about what's going to happen tomorrow or the day after that or the day after that, that's when you want to drink cuz you're like, fuck, what if this happens or that happens or this happens or that happens or this happens or that happens? And then you're like, and then you want to drink it or do whatever you want, eat food or do your recreation, whatever you're trying not to do. Literally, just take it. If you're like me, you might have to take it one impulse at a time. Like I get the impulse, do that, impulse, do that, impulse, do that, impulse, do that, impulse, do that. You just take it one impulse at a time, and then once you get through one day, you're like, all right, you made it. And then you do the same thing the next day. That's where mental endurance comes in. It took me a long time to learn about mental endurance. Listen to Cameron Haynes' book Endure or read it. That's all about mental endurance. Discipline's one thing where you're able to do things that you don't want to do like you love them, and you're able to not do things you love to do like you hate them, basically. Like if you want to go and smoke like a cigarette or something, don't do it and see how long you can't do it for. That's building discipline. Say you want to go eat some cake, don't do that. Say you want to say you don't want to go to work, go into work. That'll create discipline. But mental endurance, that's the ability to do those things over a long span of time. That's where that comes in. You've got to train that muscle too, because you can't just do it 3 days and then give up. That's where that mental endurance comes from. You have to do it a long. That's life, baby. Life fucking sucks sometimes, baby. And the thing is, we're not training for the easy times. If everything was sweet all the time, we'd always be chilling and bored, dude. That's why you have to train yourself for the hard times. When shit hits the fan and you're like, fuck, everything's falling apart. I don't know what to do. Everything's shit. It's a mess. That's where you start to run back on all the things you have in your brain and things that are going to help you and hurt you. And that's where you have to sort through your fucking demons, is when shit hits the fan. That's what all the preparation for. Physical, mental, and spiritual work, brother. It's where it's all fucking at. But I think that's a good place to end this thing. I love you guys. Bye.